What would you say if you had just one paragraph to celebrate a life well lived? How would you honor someone's legacy while comforting their loved ones? An obituary is more than announcements. It's a way to tell the story of a life in a way that will be remembered forever. Hi, I'm Reason Musecho and welcome to Empowering Learning and Growth. In today's lesson, we will focus on writing an obituary for English FAL Paper 3, Section B, worth 30 marks. You will learn how to plan, structure, and write an obituary within the required 120 to 150 words, while emphasizing the tribute to the deceased. Let's dive in. In Paper 3, Section B, you will be tasked with writing transactional texts, including obituaries. Remember, an obituary has two primary purposes. Number one, to commemorate the deceased by paying tribute to their life and legacy. And number two, to inform others of their passing, including key details about the funeral or memorial service. Here is the structure of an obituary as outlined in the exam. Number one, full name and date of death. Here it's where the opening line introduces the deceased. Number two, residence at the time of death. Include where the person was living. Number three, the date and place of birth. Here it's where you briefly highlight their origins. Number four, key survivors. Here it's where you mention close family members such as their spouse and children and include their names. Number five, the funeral details, where we talk about the time, the date, and location. And number six, which is optional, this is the optional details, where we include the cause of death, biographical information, or memorial tribute details. Paying tribute is the heart of an obituary. Use respectful and warm language to reflect the deceased's impact on those around them. To write an excellent obituary, follow these steps using a mind map in the planning stage. Step number one, which is planning. Write the deceased's name in the center of the page. Around it, create branches for key details. In key details, we talk about the date of birth, date of death, and their residence. Another branch, it will be a branch of family, where you talk about the spouse and children with their names. So that is their key survivors. Then another branch, you talk about biographical information, where we talk about their career, personality traits, or hobbies. Then we must also have another branch where we talk about the funeral arrangements, where we talk about the time, the date, and venue. And lastly, the important one is the tribute ideas. These are the words to celebrate their life. For example, for Jane Smith, the branches could include the key details, where we say she was born on March 12, 1979, passed on January 25, 2025. Another branch will be for key survivors, where we say she's survived by her husband John, children Emily and Luke. On the biographical information or achievements, we'll talk about a compassionate nurse who loved gardening. On the branch on funeral, he said the funeral will be on 1 February 2025 at St. Paul's Church. Then we also write a tribute. For example, we can say, she touched countless lives with their kindness and care. Now, use the mind map to write your draft. Keep your content between 120 and 150 words for the exam. For example, in the opening line, you can write Jane Elizabeth Smith, aged 45, passed away peacefully on January 25, 2025 at her home in Cape Town. So in tribute, you can write something like, she was a compassionate nurse known for her warmth and kindness, dedicating her life to helping others. On the key survivors bullet paragraph, you could write, she is survived by her husband, John, and their 2 children, Emily and Luke. Then on the paragraph dealing with funeral details, you could write something like, her memorial service will take place at St. Paul's Church on February 1, 2025 at 11 o'clock a.m. Now let's go to revising. Ensure your obituary pays tribute to the deceased while including all key details. For example, replace generic phrases like, she was nice with, she touched countless lives with her kindness. Another point is to check that the tone is formal and respectful. So when we come to editing, make sure you verify the spelling of names, dates, and locations. Another thing will be to ensure the word count is within the required range of 120 to 150 words. That's on editing. You know that now we come to presenting, where you will write clearly and neatly, and then you submit it for your exams. Here are some tips to excel in paper 3. Section B. Tip number 1. Stick to the structure. Exam markers look for clear organization. Your tip number 2. Use formal language. This is where you avoid casual phrases. Tip number 3. Pay tribute with warm, respectful words to honor the deceased. So avoid the following common mistakes. Mistake number 1 is leaving out funeral details. Another mistake is forgetting to mention key survivors. The last one is exceeding or falling short of the word count. Writing an obituary combines creativity and respect. By following the structure and using a mind map during planning, you will excel in this section of paper 3. Thank you for watching Empowering Learning and Growth. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more lessons. Drop a sample obituary in the comments below. I'd love to give you feedback. Remember, every life is a story. Write it well. See you next time.